In this morning's Business Insight, you may be familiar with the Little Free Library program located outside many homes and local neighborhoods. The concept has taken a new turn, focused on our neighbors in need of food. People's Pantry Cincy has created 11 mini food pantries made from old newspaper sales boxes and placed them in key Cincinnati neighborhoods. Artists have designed and painted the boxes, and neighborhood champions volunteer to monitor each box and engage their community for food donations. Project designer Lisa Andrews said she got the idea for People's Pantry Cincy after seeing a Facebook video. She joins Business Watch producer Kelly Leon in the studio with more on the project. Lisa and Kelly.
Thank you, Peg. Lisa, great concept. Tell me where it came from.
So I would say about a year ago, I saw a Facebook feed about a pantry that was started in Arkansas, and I posted it to our neighborhood in Pleasant Ridge and just said, I would love to see this in our neighborhood. And really the next thing I knew, people started kind of chiming in and saying, I'd love to help, maybe we should do this. And you know, probably within 2 weeks, 4 weeks, one was built and it was placed in a church lot. And after that happened, I'd heard about People's Liberty. Somebody said, you should go to this meeting and just find out about you know, some of the work that they do. And so I had an idea to have 10 more of the little pantries built around the city in low-income food desert neighborhoods.
So then you connected. How did the idea of the newspaper boxes come into play?
So I talked to a handful of people on how we could build what we'd already had in Pleasant Ridge, but a friend of mine said, you know, maybe we should design them a little differently so that they're a little bit more weather stable, they're a little more sustainable. So my friend Jason Beitelman, who's a builder, architect, I don't know what you want to call him, you know, we tossed around the idea of these newspaper boxes because they were metal, and we knew that they were water resistant, and they weren't really being used anymore. So after we had a launch day in December, you know, that was sort of what we decided to use, and I kind of had the idea that they looked like robots, and so we kind of called them...
Like the one we saw in the video,
So we kind of called them food bots, and I thought, you know, maybe we can... And I sort of pitched this in my grand idea was maybe we can decorate all of them to be sort of special for each neighborhood, to sort of look kind of like the pig idea, how everybody had a different pig in each neighborhood. And then, you know, the main point was just to get a lot of community involvement for caring for each other, because, you know, if you think about last fall with the election, and not to get too political, you know, people are so divided, and what I saw from my neighborhood in Pleasant Ridge was how many people just really came together to care about each other and make it sort of a piece of pride in their neighborhood. And I thought we could potentially do this in other places.
Well, let's get into how it works. So how do you stock it? And I'm sure you know, people watching will want to know how they could contribute or help.
So the way it works is that we have a neighborhood champion in each neighborhood. So when we did the grant, I met with community councils and church leaders and different small groups of people to find out who was passionate and pretty engaged in their neighborhood, and we asked them to be a champion. And what the champion does is they monitor the box for non-perishable food items and toiletries, and they reach out to neighbors and businesses and ask for those types of donations. So we don't want anything expired, we don't want anything without a label on it, we don't want a loaf of bread in there, we don't want somebody's garden tomatoes, even though those are lovely. This isn't the place for that, because we don't want anybody to get sick or have the mess to clean up, or flies or bugs or whatever it is.
And so is it working? Are people stocking the way you had hoped they would?
Yes. So just about every 2 weeks, I reach out to each of the pantry champions and ask for pictures or updates. And I mean, social media, love it or hate it, it's really powerful. So we started a Facebook page for the project, and it's just People's Pantry Cincy on Facebook. And when one of them chimes in and says, I'm low on donations, or things are going great, or I went to stock it and it was already full, then that's sort of how we know that it's still continuing. The ones that we placed were, I believe, on June 2nd. The first one went to Chase Elementary. There was a man that had reached out and wanted to put one in Northside, and his kids rehabbed the box, and so they, you know, that's kind of cool, could have it as a legacy there.
So it's People's Pantry Cincy.
C-I-N-C-Y.
You got your Facebook page. You can also find it on the Business Courier website. You're looking for people to participate? It's
Yeah.
a great idea. Thank
you.
you so much
Sure.
for taking it on, and thanks for being here this morning.
Can I give you one more plug?
One more,
Okay.
quickly.
We're having a Q&A at People's Liberty August 12th, Saturday, from 10 to 11:30 if anybody wants more information.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you.